Did you know that more than half of all dogs in the United States of America are aggressive, and their owners probably don't know it or are in denial? Are you one of them? I want you to think about the last time your dog growled at a stranger on a walk, or barked at the delivery person, or stiffened up around another dog at the park. Maybe you thought, that's just my dog being my dog. But a brand new study from 2025 looking at over 43,000 dogs across the United States just revealed that what you're calling just being a dog may actually be a much more serious and widespread problem than anyone in the veterinary and dog owner world wants to admit. I'm Dr. Orion, a veterinarian and a veterinary behaviorist with more than a decade of experience. And today we need to talk about canine aggression, the real numbers, what they mean for your dog, and why your vet is probably not asking you the right questions. This study, published in the Journal of Veterinary Behavior in 2025, used data from the Dog Aging Project, one of the largest canine health studies ever conducted in the United States. Over 43,000 dogs. Their owners answered 10 behavioral questions specifically about aggression, rating each one from 0, no aggression, to 4, serious aggression, like snapping, biting, or attempting to bite. 57.5% of all dogs in the study received at least one rating of moderate aggression or higher. That means more than half of American pet dogs are showing some level of aggressive behavior that their owners can recognize. And this is not data from aggression specialists seeing the worst cases. These are regular dog owners in their homes describing their own pets. Here's how it breaks down. Nearly 39% of dogs showed aggression towards strangers. This is crazy, right? More than a third of dogs were aggressive to strange people in one situation or another. Almost 50% of dogs showed aggression toward unfamiliar dogs, which is 1 in 2 dogs. 1 in 2 dogs is aggressive to dogs they don't know. Wow! About 14.5% showed aggression toward dogs they lived with. And just 5.4% showed aggression toward their own family members. That might not sound like a lot, but if your dog is that 1 in 20 that shows aggression to a family member, you don't want your child or loved ones to be hurt, right? 1 in 20 would be great odds for winning the lottery, but not for being attacked. As a veterinary behavior specialist, I can assume that these numbers are likely underestimated. Why? Because owners are notoriously poor at recognizing lower-level signs of aggression. Growling, stiffening, a hard stare, whale eyes, a turned head, a tight mouth, and more. These are all early warning signals on the ladder of aggression, and most owners don't register them as aggression at all. This is also interesting. Owners who surrender aggressive dogs to shelters actually underreport the severity of their dog's aggression when filling out the questionnaires, especially when those questionnaires aren't confidential. They minimize it sometimes because they're embarrassed, sometimes because they genuinely don't recognize it, and I assume that some just don't want the dog to be refused from the shelter or euthanized. And here's why this matters beyond just your home. In the United States, an estimated 4.7 million people are bitten by dogs every year. Around 800,000 of those bites require medical attention, and somewhere between 30 and 80 people die from dog bites annually. This is a public health issue, not just a pet ownership issue. Let's talk about what type of aggression is actually showing up most often, because not all of it is the same. The most common form is aggression toward unfamiliar dogs, and it is also one that owners tend to tolerate. But almost Half of all dogs in this study showed it, and it's consistently listed as one of the top reasons dogs are relinquished and ultimately euthanized. It should not be just tolerated, it should be addressed. Aggression towards strangers was the second most common category. And this type of aggression is also the second leading cause for relinquishment. But even if not as common, aggression toward owners was common enough. Sadly, the study found that owners are significantly more likely to notice triggers to this aggression only after a bite has occurred and not from the lower level signals beforehand. And here's the part that I think matters most. One of the key conclusions of this study is that veterinarians need to be proactively asking owners about aggression, not waiting for owners to bring it up. And right now, I'm not sure how many of them are doing that systematically or even know what to ask. Why? A few reasons. Behavioral medicine has historically been undertreated in veterinary education. There's also a tendency in vet school and in practice to focus on physical health at annual checkups and let behavioral concerns come up if the owner raises them. But we've just established that owners often don't recognize the signs, or they minimize them when they do. The data also confirms something critical. Most aggression does not start with a bite. It might start with a growl and then escalate through a ladder of warning signals that, if caught early, can absolutely be addressed. And the difference between a dog that stays in the home and a dog that gets relinquished or euthanized often comes down to whether anyone caught those early signs and acted on them. So what does this mean to you? First, take your dog's lower level warning signals seriously. A growl is not just being protective. A growl is communication. It is your dog telling you something before they feel they need to escalate. Do not punish the growl. That removes the warning without removing the underlying problem, and it makes biting more likely. This is why I don't support aversive or correction-based training. Second, be honest with your vet. At your next appointment, bring up any situation where your dog has stiffened, growled, snapped, or made you feel uncertain, even once. You are not getting your dog in trouble. You are getting them help. If needed, reach out to a veterinary behaviorist. Third, if you are noticing aggression around food, objects, or specific people, please do not wait. That is exactly the kind of issue that a veterinary behaviorist or a good reward-based trainer can address with different types of intervention. The sooner you act, the more options you have. The study I referenced today is clear. Aggression in dogs is far more common than most people realize. Most owners are not recognizing it early enough, and the veterinary profession needs to be better at asking the right questions. But also, every dog owner who's been telling themselves that a growl is just personality. If this gave you something to think about, please share it. And let me know in the comments, has your dog ever shown any of these signs? Also, please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow, and I greatly appreciate you for it. And in the meantime, why not watch this video next?